Hey guys, Josh Carter here, One Objective Outdoors. In today's video, we're talking about dirt bikes, so stay tuned. All right guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, we're gonna be talking dirt bikes, but one dirt bike in particular, the KLX 230. This is my son's dirt bike. So he rode a KO 230 for a little while, and it was a great dirt bike. The only problem is he wasn't riding hard there for a while. He didn't ride a lot. So it would sit, like during hunting season or football and stuff like that, it would sit a lot except for the weekend. So it didn't get ridden a lot. And with it being carbureted, you know how that goes. If you don't take good care of them, put fuel treatments in them, even with the 4-strokes, you still need to put your fuel treatments in, but if you don't take good care of them, they can get clogged up. And it seemed like KO was always a battle. I ended up putting a new carburetor on it. That was a better carburetor, and it really woke that bike up, but just still issues here and there. So anyways, when we was getting a dirt bike, I wanted to make sure it was 4-stroke, but also fuel injected. And that's what we got him. We got him the KLX 230. This dirt bike it's been a great bike. I mean, so far, I mean, it's done everything that we really need to do. We're not hard riders. We just like going through and riding the trails and putting around and all that. We're not, I mean, yeah, we'll ride wheelies here and there, but like nothing crazy, nothing motocross and all that stuff. We're just trail riders. So, but it's been great. My son, he's a little bit bigger boy, but the one thing that I do like about the 230 is that the suspension on it seems to be factory, not unless this is how they set it up at the shop, stiffer than it was on my 300R. So where I had to put a bigger spring in mine, we haven't had to do anything to my son's. So I might adjust it a little bit tighter since he's gotten a little bit bigger, but I know that I can go to a little bit bigger spring if I need to, and it'll be fine for him. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some things that we've done to it. Some of the things I don't like about it, which isn't really much, but and then you know, what we love about it. So all right guys, well, like I say, this is the KLX 230R. This is a 2024 model. We've done the break-in oil change on it and Gary do another oil change on it now, and like I say, this has been a really great dirt bike. I mean, he's been able to just kind of get on it, jump on it, and go. We try to keep it clean. Right now it's dirty. He just rode not too long ago. So you can see it needs to be washed down and cleaned, and the chain, you know, lubed back up and all that stuff. So, but it's been a really fun dirt bike. And like I say, I'm a big dude, and I've taken this dirt bike around, and I feel like this one doesn't squat as bad as my 300R back there with the factory spring on it. Now, it's like I say, it still squats, but it is nowhere near what that 300 is. Now, when it comes to weight wise, especially for like if you're getting kids into it, or if your wife or girlfriend or daughter, any of that wants to ride, I'm gonna say this bike right here is the perfect little bike. It's just, it does everything. It's got enough power to get you where you need to go. It's not something crazy that, you know, like it's just gonna come out from under you. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still do stupid stuff and mess up, and we all do that, but I mean, it's just a fun trail riding bike. It's harder to stall because it actually, the one thing about it that I don't like is that it idles really high. Now they make a kit that goes on, but I don't have it on here, that you can put on here, and it goes right in here, and it has a knob on it where you can adjust the idle and idle it down. Now, for people that's learning to use a clutch, or trail riding where you have to use a clutch a lot, I think, especially for new people, that it's not worth doing that because it keeps the bike from stalling out so much. It keeps it idling a little higher. And I'll have it started here in just a little while and show you guys what it sounds like and all that now. But I will say when I start it up, it's gonna be louder because we took the spark arrestor out of this one. I won't do it out of that one because of how lean that bike runs from factory. This one doesn't seem to affect it. I've pulled the plug and everything on after we've done it. Everything looks clean on it, looks good. So my son likes that louder sound, a deeper, throatier sound. So that's what we did for his. Super easy to do too as well. So, but anyways, that's basically the only thing I really do not like about this bike is how it idles. Now this one, I can't remember the technical terms on the forks on how these are. But these don't have like the better, I would say, more racy style forks on it. They're a lot softer. Makes for a good little ride, but like they're really, really soft. So like him trying to ride wheelies and stuff like that, it's got so much flex in it. He can get it up, but it's not like what it is on the 300. They're a little bit stiffer front fork and all that stuff. So, but other than that, I mean, that's really, I would say that's the only two complaints I really have about it right now. So, but other than that, when it comes to riding, the weight, all that, this bike is really, really nice for just being a lightweight dirt bike and something you can putt around the woods and play. And I mean, you still got enough there to get you, you know, get you in trouble. You got enough power there to still get you in trouble and get up to speed and have fun and all that stuff. But it's not the 300R for sure. But the bad thing about 300R, it's a really heavy bike. I mean, I haven't rode a lot of different dirt bikes. But that bike there, that's a really heavy dirt bike. So the other thing I wish he's had, and I think you can find them, I'm not real sure, is I wish it had the little scuff plates that go right here. I think people have been getting on the forums and showing how they're doing it. It's really hard to find aftermarket parts for these bikes, for the 300 and for the 230R. When it comes to, like, you got to really do your homework and find it. It ain't like it's just out there and you can go find a, you know, a YZ or any of your dirt bike, you know, racing dirt bike stuff. How easy it is to find that stuff. Some of the aftermarket stuff's a little harder to find for these, but I found more for the 300, I think, than I have for the 230. So, but that was one thing I wish they'd have on there. We'll probably do something with that to keep from, you know, wearing in his frame even more. He added the bark busters on here. Bought these off of Amazon. That seemed to be the cheapest place that had them so far, but a lot of your local dirt bike shops will probably have them. It was a little bit, as you can see right here, and we still got a little bit more of adjustment I think we can make on them, but we can't go too much further because you can see here, I mean, we're right there for the clutch, but nothing rubs, everything's good there. It was just a little bit more of a pain to get, and he had his bar, his padded piece on here for the bar, but the way these are, these braces, he can't get it on there now, so we might have to find him a narrow one to put on there. Or he's thinking about going with a little bit taller handlebar. After he's rode mine, how mine sits a little higher, I think he'd like that. So he might go with a little bit taller handlebar on here, and then he just put this little piece on for his gas cap. He got that at the local Kawasaki shop. But that's basically, honestly, all we've really done to it except for the exhaust. I'll start that up here in just a second. The other thing I like about the KLX is this, you know, you ain't got the key. It's push to start, basically. That's really nice. I do like that on the 230 and the 300R. My 300R is a 2023. I actually got a really good deal on that at Wayne's Cycle Shop. We bought this in Roanoke at, this used to be called Star City Power Sports, I think. Motorsports, I think is what it's called now, but we ended up buying it there. Actually got a really good deal on this one too, but I think if we would have waited and got a leftover, it'd have been an even better deal. So if you're in the market to buy a dirt bike, if you can wait for the leftovers, because normally there is, you can get some really good deals on them right now. And do your research on financing. Don't go straight with the dealer on financing, because when I got mine, when I financed mine, they wanted to give me, the interest rate was through the roof, and I ended up looking around and found a really great interest rate and got it, and I mean, I can have it paid off in no time. So just do your homework on that. Don't get stuck in a bike where you're paying, you know, 5 to 8% interest rate. It's just ridiculous right now. There's better out there. So, and if you ain't got to finance it, then get it, you know. But anyways, that's basically everything with that. Oh, one other negative I have, and I think this seems like it's on the whole KLX like lineup, is just the neutral when you're shifting, going from first to second. You know, you gotta go from first, and you gotta go through neutral to get to second. Not every time, but it just seems like there's certain times, especially when you're climbing a hill, you're really getting into it and you're climbing a hill. Sometimes it wants a neutral bomb, and you know, you got to hurry up and smack it back in. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's we're not hitting hard enough sometimes. I don't know. You go on the forums and you see that's a common issue with these bikes. And the only other thing too, I know I said I didn't have much, but now I'm thinking about it. The only other thing too about this, which we knew it when we bought it, is it's air cooled. It's not liquid cooled. So, and that's tit for tat. I mean, if you keep it riding and keep moving and not idling around, sitting around a lot, you ain't got to worry about it getting as hot anyway. So, but other than that, that really is all the issues or dislikes I have with the bike. But let me go ahead and I will get this thing started and let you guys hear it. You guys ready for this? Hope you're ready. It sounds really good, actually. I do like the sound of it. But you can hear now. It's still warming up, so it's going to have a little bit of a high idle to it, and it'll back down just a little bit, but it idles pretty high, in my opinion. But not bad sound. One thing I do like about it is where he's riding. If I'm riding somewhere or where we live at, I can tell when he's riding. Like if he goes over in the woods, I can hear it. At first, you couldn't hear this thing. It was so quiet, you couldn't hear it. And I think as a kid riding and as a parent, I'd want it to be a little loud just so I know that they're riding okay or everything's good. Stick your head out there if you're not able to ride with them, you know. So, but yeah. But that is the KLX 230R 2024. All right, guys. Well, I tried to be thorough with this, with the walkthrough of this bike here. Like I said, there's not a lot of performance parts out there for it. It's not really a racing bike, so I mean, it's a trail riding bike. So it's not a lot out there to really go crazy and make this some motocross track bike. And I see on the forums, I see people asking for stuff like that and get all this. And you know, there is some rude people on there that say, well, you should have bought a racing bike. You should have bought this. And I understand not everybody's really worried about racing, but they like to be able to just hit some jumps here and there. And but, you know, also, like I say, we bought them for trail riding. We didn't buy them for racing and jumping and, you know, maybe something little. But I'm a big dude. I'm getting older, so I don't like hitting stuff that I know that I'm probably going to about break my legs and take me months to recover. So I don't want that pain on me. So, but for him, I'm sure eventually he's going to want to move on up to the 230R. Maybe this is something I give my wife and let her ride this, and we'll get him another one maybe eventually. But like I say, it's just a really fun dirt bike. And I think if you're getting your kids into riding, they've never ridden before, you know, they got to learn how to use the clutch. They got to learn how to, you know, brake and all this stuff. It's just a really forgiving dirt bike. And it's a really fun dirt bike just to ride and learn on. And like I say, with the high idle on it, it's harder to stall it out. So it gives them the ability to learn how to take off. And with the KO, you know, he had a lot of issues with stalling there for a while when he first started riding. And once he started figuring it out, it wasn't bad. But now he can get on this and he jumps on, because my 230 is, you know, you can stall that a little bit easier too sometimes. But he can ride, you know, he's learned the clutch systems and how each one's different and how to adapt to them, you know. So, but like I say, 230 is a great bike. Price point, I don't know what they go for now. I think MSRP is 6.3, 6.5, something like that for them. If you wait and get you a leftover, sometimes you can get them, I don't want to say, but you can get them really, really cheap. Just keep an eye out and get you, because I think the 2025s are probably out now. Since I'm shooting this video, I think they probably came out in what, September-ish or something like that. So you could probably get you some 2025s, some 2024s pretty cheap right now. So, but other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We're gonna get out and do some riding soon. It's hunting season right now, which it's actually, to be honest with you, it's November and it's unseasonably warm. So really not hunting much, but I'm not trying to ride the dirt bikes in the woods much to scare the deer. So since I've shot the last video on my 300, I haven't done a lot of riding since then. just preparing for hunting and then also fishing as well. So, but we are planning on a trip to West Virginia here. I'm just not sure the exact date, but we're gonna, you know, after the hurricanes and stuff came through, I know they didn't get as much damage, but after they came through, it kind of slowed things down for us wanting to go and you know, just hunting and fishing and all that stuff. So, but other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Guys, we will talk to you later.